A lot of positive updates regarding the Arizona Cardinals. Today we're going to discuss it. We have some heavy hitters, some very positive things, and a lot of players are returning from injury that could make a big difference on a season that has gone terrible for the Cardinals, with playoff hopes that are very slim. If we had a record of 3-3, maybe we're in a better position, but we are 2-4 and we need every win possible, and we got the Green Bay Packers up next. So before we get started with today's video, if you guys are new, consider hitting that subscribe button. I post Arizona Cardinals NFL content, also have members only content coming at you guys. Hopefully we can do members only streams and videos. I'm going to try to get 2 members videos out this week. So if you guys want, go ahead, become a member, link in the description, also down in the comments. So without further ado, man, let's kick this thing off. We got some juicy updates. First being that Travis Vokolek will hit injured reserve, which this is just another player, man, where the Cardinals just cannot seem to catch a break. Tip Ryman, now Travis on IR. Trey McBride is the sole tight end on this team that is surviving right now. All of our tight ends basically just, they're no longer. They are in the afterlife of injured reserve. So here we go. We have a lot of help coming, hopefully. Hopefully the Cardinals are able to scout, bring some tight ends that can help block, because the run game is atrocious, has been all year, and Tip Ryman has been a focal point and opens a ton of holes for people. So that's an unfortunate loss in itself. And then Travis goes down with a very scary injury. Thankfully, he's okay, and it's not necessarily severe, but it is enough to miss the entire year. It looked a lot worse than it could have been. So thankfully, he is okay. But Travis is the first one to discuss. So he's on IR, just another player just adding to the Cardinals totals. Just unfortunate. But we have some positive news, and that is that head coach Jonathan Gannon announced that Darius Robinson will return to practice. Thank you. We have some defensive line help. We need him healthy for the entire year. He's a young player. Everybody's calling him a bust. It's year 2. He hasn't really played a lot of action. I don't want a BJ Ojulari situation. That's my thing. I want Darius on the field as much as possible. I need these reps while Calais is here. I need that veteran leadership, the mentorship, because he put on the weight. Now he just has to translate it to on the field. He has talent. He's just very untapped, very raw, and we need him to get on the field to actually get reps. The calf injury in year 1, pushing him back in the timeline, he was just never fully healthy. Now he has a pec injury, and it's just like, you can't stay on the field. You can't play. A lot of people are going to label you as a bust, and I get it. He didn't grade well at the beginning of this year either. So it's like, Darius, we need you to come back and actually be good. We need you to be good. Calais Campbell at 38, 39 years old is the only player making impact on that D-line. A lot of people are saying Josh Sweat, he's an outside linebacker. He's not a defensive lineman. Dalvin Tomlinson's a defensive lineman. Calais Campbell, and then obviously you have Darius Robinson. Walter Nolen hasn't played, but we got some good news about Walter Nolen. Speaking of, great pivot, and this is per John Weinfuss saying the Cardinals' first-round pick, Walter Nolen III, will return to practice today as his 21-day window opens. Arizona changed its schedule today to a closed walkthrough from practice to open to the media. So basically, we don't know what's coming out. It is a closed practice, but Walter Nolen is back. We don't know how much action he's got. We don't know what it is, if they're just integrating him very slowly, but he is at practice. That is a very good sign, because we haven't seen anything from our first overall pick. I think this is his first on-field action that we've seen since training camp, if I'm not mistaken. Absolutely crazy. So hopefully he's okay. And I don't even know if he made it to training camp. I don't think he practiced at all. I was there at training camp. I don't think he practiced at all. So this should be his first on-field action in his rookie year. That's crazy to think, because Walter Nolen has such a high upside, and we need that disruptor, someone to plug holes, push people back, and just disrupt. We need a disruptor. He has a lot to go when it comes to rushing the passer, but as a run defender, it's just the potential is so there, and we need that desperately. We need as much help as we can. Him and Darius, if they can come back after this bye week, oh my goodness. We have to close against the Packers, which is going to be very difficult, but it's possible, and we need a win right here to keep our season alive. If we lose, I have no faith, and a lot of the window of opportunity is kind of slowly shutting in our face, and that's unfortunate to say. If we win that game against Tennessee and win one of those games against a division rival, then we're not in this position where the season's over. We're 2-4. It is very tough to climb back, and the Bears, they actually pulled off a huge win against Washington. It's because now they're even. They're basically even at 3 wins. I believe the Bears are 3-2 and the Commanders 3-3. That was huge for the Cardinals to even have a chance, because that could come down to the wire. So the Cardinals have to go on a win streak. Otherwise, nothing really matters at the end of the day. So very slim window, but it is possible. And also, Very interesting regarding Kyler Murray, saying the only way he's going to get on the field is he has to make sure that he's healthy enough to play. So we'll see how he progresses with him along the week, and we'll see where he's at. So if basically he's healthy, he's going to go. And this is per Jonathan Gannon. They want to see him fully healthy before he's even remotely close to even getting into the action. And he's probably going to pick up a little bigger of a workload if I had to guess this week, but they're not going to rush it back. A Lisfranc injury could re-aggravate and turn into a season ender. You don't want that, even if you hate Kyler. You don't want that. Maybe you do want that, but I don't want that whatsoever. Jacoby Brissett is going to have a very difficult game against the Green Bay Packers if it's him. I don't think they're going to rush him back against Green Bay. You need his mobility at an all-time high, and you have a bye week coming after this. That's 2 weeks of rest. I think Kyler will come back after the bye. That is my prediction. And also, they keep coming out with stuff like this. No Arizona Cardinals quarterback will speak today with the media. So this is once again, no quarterback. They don't want to give any insight, any intel to the team of who they are going to rock at quarterback. If Kyler Murray is fully healthy, he'll be out there. Jonathan Gannon has instated this. But the Cardinals keep postponing the availability until the back end of the week, which is very telling because they might not know. That might be a genuine thing. But at the same time, it's a little interesting. It is a little interesting. So, I don't know. If I had to make a guess, I'm going to say it is going to be Jacoby Brissett. Can't say that for certain because Kyler Murray does want to play football. He wants to be on that field as much as possible. He's going to work at that. But Jacoby Brissett just had a really good game. And the Cardinals might be like, hey, Kyler, it's okay, sit this one out. Jacoby just balled out. Let's see what we have in Jacoby. I don't really think there's a quarterback controversy. I think that's so overblown. We've seen it with Josh Dobbs, with Colt McCoy. You guys have pushed the same narratives over and over. Every time a backup or a tenured veteran comes in here and has a good game, there's always QB controversy. But maybe this just strikes the fact that you want a tall pocket passer, maybe like a Ty Simpson, who I think is really good. And it's a very small sample size, but I think he's really good. Maybe you want that tall pocket passer. That could be what you guys got from that. But to say Jacoby Brissett is the franchise, and yes, some people actually have said that, believe it or not, is absolutely ridiculous. We heard the same thing with Colt McCoy, with Josh Dobbs, and I'm sick of it. So Kyler Murray, he might not be your favorite quarterback or the guy you want long-term, but Jacoby is not the long-term answer. He might be able to will us to a win against Green Bay, and if he does, that's going to be absolutely insane. But we'll see. We will absolutely see. And something very interesting, and shout out to Donnie Drew, and go ahead and follow him on X if you guys have not already. He said, with Marvin Harrison Jr. still in concussion protocol, here's the 5-step process the NFL has for players returning to action. There is no timetable for players to complete these steps. So Marvin is out with concussion still. He's still in protocol. So let's go over the rules. Symptom-limited activity. The player is prescribed rest-limiting or, if necessary, avoiding activities both physical and cognitive, which increase or aggravate symptoms. Under athletic training staff supervision, limited stretching and balance training can be introduced, progressing to light aerobic. I can't read. This is so blurry. Exercise, all as tolerated. Let me go ahead and pull this up so I can actually read it because on my end, it's really blurry. All right. Found it. Got a little bit better on the vision. I could not read this on the graphic I was looking at. The word I butchered was aerobic. I'm absolutely mentally not there. Under direct oversight of the team's medical staff, the players should begin graduated cardiovascular exercise and may also engage in dynamic stretching and balance training. Neurocognitive and balance testing can be administered after completion of phase 2, and the results should be interpreted as back to baseline. That is base number 2. Phase number 3, football-specific exercise. The player continues with supervised cardiovascular exercise that are increased and may mimic sport-specific activities, and supervised strength training is introduced. The player is allowed to practice with the team in short specific exercises for 30 minutes or less with ongoing and careful monitoring. Phase 4, club-based non-contact training drills. The player continues cardiovascular strength and balance training, team-based sport-specific exercise, and participates in non-contact football activities such as throwing, catching, running, and other position-specific activities. Neurocognitive and balance testing should be completed no later than the end of Phase 4, with the results interpreted as back to baseline. Phase 5 and the final step to complete concussion protocol is full football activity / clearance. Upon clearance by the club physician for full football activity involving contact, the player must be examined by the independent neurological consultant assigned to his club. I don't know who that is, but the INC concurs with the club physician that the player's concussion has resolved. He may participate in the club's next practice or game. Now, we don't know where Marvin Harrison is at this point in time, but these are the steps he's going to have to complete, and he is still in concussion protocol, but that is something to note. So shout out Donnie Druin for that, and that is going to wrap it up. So if you guys did enjoy, consider hitting that follow button or that subscribe button, not follow, but we got content coming to you guys, Arizona NFL, on a rapid base. So if you guys are a fan of the channel, ended up enjoying today's video, perfect channel for you. But with that being said, that is going to wrap it up. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. It's been your boy Mythic. Peace out.